So let's talk about the NMKR Token. We mentioned before this chat that you guys have the public sale coming soon. What is the token, and what is the utility in the ecosystem that is NFT Maker?
Yeah, so we are launching the token. And first of all, for me, it's very important to launch a token with actual utility. So we don't, I don't like launching a token and then not really knowing what it's for. But when I launch something, I want it to be serious and connect the things in the NFT Maker ecosystem. So for us, it's like an ecosystem token. We want to have this token and basically have it be the glue between all the different products that we're building. And we have some specific use cases for the token. So we have something which has to do with verification. So we essentially have like a verification slash staking mechanism on the marketplace, which, acts like a governance kind of system where you can punish people for being good actors in the ecosystem, bad actors in the ecosystem. You don't want to punish them for being good, of course, and you can reward them for being for being good actors in the ecosystem. So that's the basic idea behind it. And there are some like more complicated ways of how exactly we do that. It has to do with like a decentralized voting mechanism, and is included with this whole staking system. And you can report people, for example, if they sell fake art and they just steal random art on Twitter and then post it on the marketplace and stuff like that. So it is our way of ensuring that the community self-regulates on the marketplace. I don't want to be there and govern the marketplace. I don't want to be there and say, okay, this is fake, this is good, this is verified, this is not verified. That's not the role of me. I want the community to be there and do this in a decentralized manner, essentially. And long term, I see this evolving into something much bigger, even beyond NFTs. I see this as like a trust score, because when you think about it from a very broad perspective, what is Airbnb, what is Uber, what is eBay? They're all trust score websites where you basically, as a person using them, get rewarded by reviews from other people, and based on these reviews you have a higher trust score or a lower trust score, and that basically determines how your service will be and how much people trust you. And we need to decentralize that. We need to make sure that that is not in the hands of one company for hotels or for renting rooms like Airbnb. And that's kind of the direction that I'm going with this token, and that's going to be the main functionality there. But there are also going to be other functionalities, many smaller things, and it's going to be essentially, it's very important that this token is in as many people's hands as possible, and everyone who holds NFTs on Cardano should benefit in some sort of way from holding this token as well. That's really the goal that I aim for.
That's very interesting. So from the user perspective, let's say they purchase, some of these tokens, either from the public sale or a DEX, and they want to, essentially verify that a project is good. They either know the guys behind it or they like it. How would they go about doing that in the application?
Yeah, so essentially what works is you don't verify the project itself. You verify yourself as a user, as your wallet. So as an artist, I would go to the marketplace, and that's all, by the way, only one option. We will have different options to verify themselves, which we can also talk about later. But the idea is you go there, you say, okay, I want to sell my art on this marketplace. And to verify myself, I have 10,000 NMKR tokens, and I stake them in my account. I lock them in my account, and I have them as like a trust score. So people can see, okay, I have 10,000 of these tokens locked into my account, into the smart contract, and I'm selling my new art piece on this marketplace. So now imagine this art piece is actually not really my art piece, but instead I just took it from Twitter, from a random popular artist that doesn't have any NFTs, or maybe has NFTs on Ethereum, something like that. And it's really not original, and I just stole it and want to make a quick buck. if someone from the community finds this out and sees it, then they can say, okay, here, this is bad. You have done something which is not allowed, or which at least we don't want to have in the community, right? And he reports me basically to the governance system. And then what happens is people are able to see this report, and they are able to see maybe the the screenshots and stuff that verify that I actually have stolen this artwork from someone else, and they can vote on if I was being a good actor or a bad actor. And if I was a good actor and this report was false, then I'm not gonna lose anything. I'm actually gonna be rewarded, and the people voting will be rewarded. But the person who has made this report is gonna lose some of his tokens. And
so it's
the other
like
way around.
slashing, but for NFT scammers.
Yeah, basically for NFT scammers. Yeah, exactly. And that's the idea. And to have this work, it's really important that if you buy NFTs and if you participate in this community, you need to get rewarded with the tokens so that they are spread across the community, and that it's like a fluent thing. Like, there shouldn't be like some whale hoarding a lot of these tokens, but instead everyone who interacts with NFT Maker in some sort of way is going to get these tokens, but also lose these tokens, and so on. So it's going to be it's going to be an interesting dynamic, I think, to see this play out.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So for people that want to purchase the token, are you guys having that public sale soon?
Yeah, exactly. So we will have we have different phases actually for distributing the token. So we will have a public ICO. That's happening very soon. That's happening in 13 days from the time we record this. I don't know when it's airing actually. So it's going to be on the 18th of April. And then we will have an IDO later on, but that IDO through the DEXs is coming in a few months actually. And then we are also distributing tokens to Stakepool delegators. So we have a Stakepool, the NMKR Stakepool, where you can get a few of those tokens over the course of a few years actually. And we will have a regular distribution of the token also to everyone using our systems, to just spread it as far as we can. Because that's the most important thing, right? But yeah, if you want, totally, please sign up for the ICO. That's coming very soon. And one thing I need to mention there as well is ICOs are difficult at the moment, because ICOs are very, like, there's a lot of regulatory stuff to think about when you're doing one, and a lot of these like ICOs are not done in the correct way, at least not from Europe. So what we've done is we've partnered with an exchange, and we really looked at this regulatory side very heavily. And I spent many hours of my life debating with lawyers in the past months, and I spent a lot of money on lawyers also to get this right, because we don't want to fall into the trap of launching something now, and then a few years down the road somehow someone comes up to us and says, okay, this is not right, we're gonna sue you or stop this project or whatever. And that is what we try to prevent by being extremely careful and by launching through this exchange first and making sure that everything is completely legal and completely 100% secure.
Yeah, to add on to that a little bit, people that are watching this video and my other videos, make sure you take time to speak with professionals in your jurisdiction on what you're legally able to do. Personally, in the United States, I can't, participate in traditional ICOs, whereas, maybe, some people in Europe can. So just make sure you check your laws and your jurisdiction and speak to professionals before you participate in some of these things, because you don't want any fines or anything coming back to you a few years later when you're just trying to invest.
Exactly. Yeah, super important.
So and you're going to have essentially an ISO. What fee do you guys charge on that pool? Is it like a traditional ISO where it's 99%, or is it a bit more reasonable as far as fees go?
It's a lot more reasonable. It's actually at 15% fees at the moment. So we will keep it at that because we don't want people to get rid of all their ADA. I think ADA is still the most important token or coin in this ecosystem, and we don't really call it ISPO or something like that. It's more like a token where you get rewarded for staking and you have additional utility. So you don't only get the token. You get the token as one of the benefits, but you also receive other benefits, like, for example, lower fees on minting NFTs. Like right now, if you stake on our pools, and very few people know that actually, if you stake on our pools, you will get 0.5 ADA lower minting fees for every single NFT that is minted through NFT Maker Pro that you buy. So essentially, we've minted 900,000 NFTs, or 950,000 NFTs, and we're minting like on a minute by minute basis at this point. So if you mint a lot of NFTs, it might be very monetary rewarding for you to stake on our pool. And I think that is the direction that these pools have to go to. Like, you have to offer additional functionality, additional use cases to your delegators and benefits besides just the ADA reward.